Good morning, everybody. All right. Some new all-time highs after this 2 weeks or so of a mess going on there. But not all the markets. Semiconductors seem to be driving this. Was surprised to see, and this probably would have been a lot higher, but surprised to see the financials didn't participate in any significant way. Nonetheless, new closing all-time high. See where it goes from here. There's nothing up above, and you would think 540 could be in the cards. You would think relatively easy, but this isn't coming out of a tight consolidation. Let me scroll this back a little bit. Not I would call this tight, but most of it overlapping each other, whereas, this is wide bar down, consolidation, wide bar down, coming down. And I spoke about this being unusual, this big bottoming tail bar here, not even reaching the 50, but also mentioned that it also meant that buyers came in ahead of that, and it was positive that they did and created this big bar. So we'll see where it goes from here. You see it's just kind of jiggling around here near the high, not moving very much, which is typically the case where you get a consolidation day after an up day. Look at the futures here today. They're not doing very much, but it just made, it is a new closing high, but it just kind of peaked above this high here. And typically the futures lead, it's a wide bar, it's 24 hours. But they typically, I would suspect it would have maybe almost got to 5,400 yesterday. They typically move more than, the cash market, but they're not. What does that mean? Futures traders are still a little apprehensive, with all this kind of whip going on. It's understandable, but we did have this momentum move higher. You can see the wide range bar there. And so now what was resistance becomes support. So far, it's just consolidating here this morning. Some jiggles with the economic news that came out. Nothing of significance on the hourly or, the daily time frame. So what do we do? Well, what we do every time we see a bar like that, does it stay in the 50%, the upper 50% of a range bar like that? On a closing basis. It might dip down. Does it stay there? In other words, consolidating at the top of a wide range bar is supportive that buyers are stepping up, creating support, and that it'll go higher. And at 5,400 on the futures should be in the cards. If they don't get there, maybe something's wrong, but we'll see. It should continue to move up toward that area, maybe building a little bit of support. And like I said, stay up here, go sideways, should continue to go higher. The weekly chart, just a sideways consolidation over a few weeks near that pivot. And that suggests it's going to go higher. The Qs. Yeah, Alex, round numbers always come into play. There'll be, I don't know, some other futures, but, in the cash market, that's where you'll have the option activity that would stall it there to see what's happening. I could look and see. Open interest is not the highest there. Actually, it's quite a bit lower going out the next 15 days. So 5,300, I can go there. I mean, this, with tech leading the way, this exceeded that prior high much more than the S&P did. But let's see here. So this 5,300, besides being near yesterday's low, is going to be a critical level. I mean, a whole number, it's yesterday's low. The open interest there going out 15 days is the largest of just over 100,000 contracts. So that's now well in the money. And so that should become support. And that's the strike today that has a reasonable amount of premium to trade it. Now, this should stay in the upper part of this bar, give or take. You can see the cursor on the hourly chart there. That would be your minor support area. So let's just call it 53.20-ish. Ideally, it would stay a little bit above that. But if it dips down there intraday, it should come back up. That's what I say. It should stay there on a closing basis. Upper strike 53.85 for now, just below that 5,400. But 5,400 open interest is only 31, almost 32,000 contracts, but significantly less than the 5,300. Just looking in between. There's even some at 5,450, but not that many. So again, there's factory work at this point. Does it stay in the upper half of this bar? Does it consolidate, which is what it should do? Well, should do. It should, usually it's going to consolidate, a gap up and go. It may continue higher today. I mean, right now, things it's not doing very much. But, let's look at other markets. The Dow essentially did nothing. And it dipped down. And like many markets, when a broader amount of stocks are going up, S&Ps are going up, it'll usually drag dogs with it. Are they significant reversals or not? Now, while this is a bottoming tail bar right there, let's see how much further it can get. So you've got a little bit of a void right there. Couldn't get up here. So let's look at the futures, where they're at. And they're doing nothing. And so the futures didn't even tag the 50 MA. They just chopped around there. So it's kind of like a tale of two markets. It gets related to AI, of course. NVIDIA and semiconductors moving up. But this isn't moving. But okay, let's be objective here. We've got a wide range bar that reversed off of this low, and it's in the upper half. And this, when I say closing in the upper half, this is a good example. So while it dipped down below the mid-range of that wide range bar, the closing prices stayed in the upper 50%. Now, it kind of peaked above those highs yesterday, but then went nowhere. So what we just recognize that there isn't a broad amount of participation here. The Dow's not moving up. Looking at the transports, inside day, that didn't do much. So when you have a market, you have certain markets going up and it looks as positive as certain markets did. You want to see the breadth start to broaden out, and that's not happening. Stick with what is strong. Maybe some things play catch up. Now, what's going to play catch up? Well, the transports are in a type of a pattern that we look at for that, because it's just slopping back and forth here. And let's look at some others. There is the Russell. Inside day, going nowhere. Slopping back and forth. It closed near the high. What is it doing here? Kind of rolled over a little bit here pre-market. It's inside the range of that bar. On the hourly chart, kind of in the middle. Yeah, it's right in the middle of the range there. But, that move up created a void. And I suspect it's probably, I would be surprised to see it go back down below this low today. That would be, like I said, surprising to see that happen. More or less, what can it go up? Can it stay in the middle of the range here? What's it going to do? Middle of the range. Between quad there at the 50, there's really nothing to the left there. Actually, and it moved up and flipped back down again, which is suggestive that it'll continue to move lower. There isn't much of anything to stop it. So again, we'll see what this does. So far, this is just chopping back and forth on a short-term basis. It looks like it'll go lower. You had this little whipsaw there. Let's see what MQs are doing. Absolutely nothing on the daily chart. And you can see, again, strength is here. It's just chopped back and forth. This dipped down, it came up. Nothing going on. Just go back and look at these futures for a minute. S&P's doing nothing. And you can see this 5-minute chart just whipping back and forth, saying stay away. There's the strength. There it is. A minor pullback, bottoming tail bar, the same overlapping bars, and move up to new all-time highs. What are they doing here? Up a little bit, not doing much of anything. Financials, as I said, they did nothing yesterday. They just traded inside of the prior day's range. So under the hood, it doesn't look very good. Nonetheless, certain markets are going up, new all-time highs. We'll see how long it lasts or what might play catch up. So far, this isn't a pattern that we would be interested in that's going to play catch up. Regional banks closed under the opening price, did nothing. That's potentially trouble. Software, which has been lagging, it had a decent day. That could be something, some software stocks that could play some catch up. Take a look at that. Internet, no, that could play some catch up. So kind of some tech stocks there. We'll see. I'll take a look. Tech ETF didn't make new all-time high. So maybe some stocks in here can. Weekly chart just chopping back and forth. Bullish. We'll see where it ends tomorrow. Retailing. Didn't do much of anything. Airlines. Nothing there. Energy. It held its own in the face of, it's gold. Gold's doing nothing. What a rejection on the move up. Crude oil just kind of held its own there yesterday. It was trying to move up. That looks like it's got to come down here to support. It's relatively close. Now you probably heard, this is interesting too. Like the euro, they did a quarter point. You would think this would be going up, and it's not. So typically currencies connected to short-term interest rates, it's doing nothing. It's not moving. And well, you can see the red here. Others are down a little bit. They're not moving much. Doing nothing. Well, that's not Europe, but currencies aren't doing anything here. Interest rates. We talked about this yesterday, greater than 100% retracement. This rejection here and failed buy setup suggests a measured move lower. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. I talked about interest rates, transports moving down, suggestive of potentially recession. And how can that be good for stocks? It's not. How long will the S&Ps continue to show the strength? Semiconductors continue to show the strength, or whether that changes. So we'll continue to watch. Bitcoin, got up to this resistance area at this pivot, not moving much there. Still, the Bitcoin related instruments look like they should be able to go higher. Coin. good, kind of whipsawing around this morning, but that looks good to go higher. This looks great. It looks like it's continuing to go higher, holding up here. So if Bitcoin can clear this resistance, those instruments are going to take off. And of course, the stocks that usually move with it. So we'll see how today shapes up, as we always do, and see what might begin to participate and join the strength or lack of. See you, Dan.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the Q Spider rally yesterday. The only thing I can point to is interest rate hopes. They had what, Switzerland and Canada cut today, ECB, but everybody and their mother knew that. So I don't think that's why nothing's going on there. Sierra November, a couple alarms here going off first, then we'll do earnings, then we'll see what you all got and what's left over. All right, Sierra November closing breakout. That looks great. WIGME, we did a put spread yesterday. Up alarm went off. Oscar November. We're going to do a put spread. Alarm went off, but now it's coming back in. So let me just reset it. Hood up alarm. We have this kind of covered call. Looks great. Let's see. GCOS on YouTube. Yep, it's a continuation pattern, sure. Pavel asking about ALHC. Oh, he says he wanted to do a call spread, but then he said there's no chain. I know Alex bought that yesterday though, Pavel. That was, continuation breakout after this bullish gap. DBA long yesterday's high. We did a beautiful MT live yesterday, going through a whole case study, applying all our concepts from A to Z. And it was a buy setup. This is a buy setup, but the only hesitancy is you got, 3 bars to get through instead of a V top. But you also, now say, look at the 15 minutes. That is a V top. So that is picture perfect. So do you see the difference on this one? You just got 3 bars to get through. Oh, thanks, Rocco. But you do have an uptrend. You got a 1, 2, 3 weekly. So it is worth watching. I'll put it on the list. All right, let's look at earnings. Oh, it starts up here. CHPT. It's kind of a big old bull flag if you start the flagpole from way down here, but it's gapping down. I set an alert at 176 because it could be a bottoming pattern on the weekly. So I'm going to ignore it unless my alarm goes off. Lulu, I said I thought the risk was to the upside since it's down from 480. But I was hoping it would get down $50 to give us an exhaustion gap. 337 though. It's a big gap. We got to watch a pullback. FIVE, I just throw in the category of a big old excessive gap, bearish gap, but a big old excessive one, particularly after being down from 210. So I have that in the bottom right. I will be, upon stabilization, looking for a 1 DTE put spread. Let's set an alarm, Risco 2270. These are all earnings stocks. Invalid, invalid expression. Okay. CXM. All right, now this is a great potential gap and snap because it's already a climbable. Multiple fluid bars far from the 20. And now you're gapping down another whatever, friggin' 30%, whatever. So I have that in this middle chart. That could be a nice day trade long and put spread. SMAR 43, gaps too big. SMTC 4230 there. That could be a 30-minute higher. Watch pullback. It's a big gap, but in relative to this daily gapping over all this, this one is not that excessive to me. So let's watch that. Base. Okay, I said yesterday if it opened flat, we could buy yesterday's high, but now this is another potential gap and snap. So I'm going to put that in another window. Base. That's sloppy. Will come back. No interest range man. SJM 113. There's a bullish gap. I like that. That's a tier 1 gapper. So now you put it in a 5-minute window. See how it sets up. All right, Neo gapping down, no interest. Now we actually have a put spread on his cousin, Ribbon. All right, this one I said potential double bottom. I was hoping it would open flat, but look, now it's gapping up to 86. So no interest. Sienna, wow, I saw it down pre-market. Now, wow. Let's say that was excessive. But let's say hypothetically it gapped up right there. Then I would say buy control pullback or 30-minute high, but excessive gap. That used to be an amazing trading stock in the 90s. One of our favorites. ABM 4950. Looks higher. Monthly looks like it could go to 55, but I just don't like the entry here. It's opening flat, no interest. Mr. Big, I said potential bottoming pattern if it gapped up a little bit. And now that's a nasty gap under all that support. Look at the monthly death trend. Wow. Mr. Big ain't so Mr. Big anymore. Kirk, buy setup opening flat. Let's set an alarm at 2:30. Those are all the earnings stocks. Now let's, I know you all typed some out here. One of you typed Uber. I like the 15 pre-market. So yeah, that's a definite put spread, and let's see how it sets up in the morning. Target 50 MA. In the Carvana, I just saw going by the ticker. That looks great for a put spread. I will watch that. I think these are yours, Aichi. I don't like this at all. Those tails. CLS. It's a sloppier buy setup. BSX. Yeah, let's set an alarm at 7610. Yeah, David, I posted put spreads on both MA and Visa. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not crazy about directionals on those, but Put spreads. Yeah, Mister I like. It's an expensive stock, top of the range. But if it can get a closing break, it's kind of an inverse head and shoulder with this being the head. I think target 1850 to 1900. We already have a put spread in coin, but this is a 1, 2, 3. So it broke out pre-market, getting slammed back down. So let me set a new alarm now. August 251 to start. I mean, a dollar move on this stock could trigger in 10 seconds. All right, LPG. LPG, bearish gap. Bearish gap here. Let's see if we can do a call spread. Kava, bearish gap. 30-minute low, call spread. BWLP, Bear Island reversal. There's no options, unfortunately, but look at this is total climactic sell setup, wide range ending, inside bar, slowing momentum. Now, see, some people might say, oh, damn, but that's a 1, 2, 3. Well, we define 1, 2, 3 that a consolidation, not far from the 20, period. So that's a bearish top right now. Yes, David. XBI. I like the longer term. Look, I like this monthly a lot. Had a breakdown greater than 100% retracement breakout, buy setup, void. I'd say target, 115. Now, when I give big targets like that, it ain't going in a straight line, because you got to come back down here to the daily and weekly and see where different levels of resistance are. But our ETF traders is longer term. EEM, that's a bull island reversal. So this obviously is having some effects with the ECB cut. Let's watch that for an entry. Look, you got a buy setup. Look, that's a buy setup on the weekly from a bottoming pattern. So it looks great. If you're trading it off the longer time frame, you could just, buy a heck of a lot at the open and stop weeks low. Yeah, stop weeks low. MPW, continuation breakout. MU, I like as a put spread. Munster, this is not earnings. I don't know what this is. But that's a big old gap. Gap's too big though. Like GME, new toy, but had a nice turn yesterday, but possible put spread. Docs put spread. Sam gave me this, but there's no juice. Buckets. Sam, this is your list. I like daily, weekly, monthly. 1950. Let's wait for a pullback though on bucket. And you gave love. Sam, I like the ring of that. You gave love. Sam gave love. All right, here's the exhaustion gap I mentioned. Look, 5-minute chart. I just do not like trading in the first, 5 minutes, but 1 minute in particular. All right, tick is negative 570. AD line gap down. There's no rush to do anything here. But I'm not chasing that. Here, what's the other one? 5. 5. Let's see, that's a more bearish gap. That's totally different gap than CXM. Uh, what's the other one I said? Shoot, what's the other gap and snap? I said, was it? Oh, base. Here it is. All right, base. No rush. Let them settle down. All right, Visa. The Visa and MA are okay. SN, yeah, let's wait for SN pullback. I posted that long pre-market or last night, I forget. All right, Wigmy's fine. All right, those are all the, oh, and if it closes here, then will be a nice directional tomorrow. SMHs, they're bullish as can be, but they're now the farthest they are from the 20 after a run from 198. That is quite a run. Carvana, you aren't going to get any premium. Coin, up alarm. This is not a bad day trade long. Like I said, we're already in it as a put spread. Block is moving. SJM, I said I liked. The gap and go messed it up. The gap and go messed it up. Shoot. All right, there's your bucket.
RNG that's been on the list. Looks like it trying to start get going here, and merit too.
Yeah, we're already in half lot RNG. And I said back half lot over this tail, 3506, which triggered. So yeah, we're in this as a core long. Fast, low alarm. This was a short I canceled yesterday. It looks better now. Let's short to stop yesterday's high. Much better now, negating that green bar. So that's why I kept the alarm. $373. ERP. Not bad. I like fast better. Aichi, compare the two. Cream, yeah. Cream, fine for day trade. Put spread yesterday's low. Don, why are you calling Sam a moron? That is not proper green room etiquette. We're done. SJM, no interest. Base did not hold. MU. Let's do it over the high, 134.10. Yeah. Docs, Sam, that's you. Yeah, I wish there was better juice, and there's no weeklies either. All right, block doing great. WDPZ. I would love for this to close like that. I love multi-bar consolidation in the upper 40%. Amazon. Wow, just churning into resistance. Wow. Google, Meta, so 1, 2, 3 now. If it closes, our Apple actually relative weakness. Microsoft, Nvidia, plowing. There's the 1250. I had no some doubt we wouldn't get there. I didn't know when. Uber you mentioned. Always check the cousin. Lyft. Wow, Lyft is a bigger gap than Uber. Yeah. Earnings here. That's a big mess. Wow, Lulu's coming in hard. At 5, I'm watching but not doing anything. Visco, no interest. There's that SN shoot, it didn't pull back. CXM, yep, that's a gap and snap. SMTC, you can watch a pullback. It's kind of uncontrolled right now. RNW mess, Kirk mess. All right, so that's it on the earnings stocks. Love looks fantastic. It's already posted. There's your docs. MU coming in hard. If it stabilizes here, we might do a put spread early. EEM. Like I said, the weekly is nice. XPI. Here's the one I said is short. It's you could short the low, stop over this pre-market, 20 spot 30-ish. Bucket at the high alarm. Nice entry at our 110 or whatever, 1910. Yeah, good question. 94.12. Yeah, thanks for asking. Definitely. Why would you even ask, Joe? It's stronger than this. I'd say they're both a go. But you're chasing now. But MA, this pullback would get us filled. All right, so let's see, MA. We said 437 for 65. Yep, it was right there, 65. So the pullback got us in. Yeah. And that fixed spread, as you know. MA triggered. AT&T triggering. Yeah, T's ago. This was long calls. The $18 calls for 48 cents. For next week. $18 calls, and it's right there. In fact, you can get 46 because we had a little time decay. And I don't know. Let me look. I usually don't have an exact number of data, but hold on. Let me post Mr. T. fast. Target on fast. Well, where's support? I think 62.50 first target. Hey, 5 is bouncing finally. CXM, I'm not chasing. Let's go to fast here. Yeah, it looks fantastic. All right, Visa. That one should have gotten filled on that pullback. Yeah, so Visa should be filled too. Cool. Stronger.
Not unless you want to do a put spread on Airbnb, I would wait for that to complete today's bar. And if it closes green near the high of yesterday's red bar, then I would consider a long.
Yeah, we're already in a put spread, and that's what I told them.
Day trading, you could do whatever you want when you want if it sets up for a day trade, but for a swing, it ain't there yet.
Yeah, sure. Let's we trail stopped out of our put spread yesterday, but let's check for a new one for next week now. 275. Wow, very nice juice. Earnings 726. Wow. 272. Yeah, let's do it. Ring up alarm, nice. We're already in it. They'll instantly on charter, so you might get price improvement. Our wolf is coming in to give us a possible 1, 2, 3 for directional. We have a put spread. Set on 129.
Semiconductors giving it back.
Yeah,
Some of the weaker ones don't look very healthy, and Nvidia's just broke some intraday support.
yep, and MU. Yeah, I'm glad we waited for 5 minute high. Hey, maybe NVIDIA check call spread tomorrow.
Yeah,
1,300 above.
yeah. Interesting. IWM went up in toward the gap fill. It was the weaker, and the Qs came all the way back down. And S&P still look pretty good on the 5 minute chart.
Triple M up alarm. Been dead money for us.
Yeah, yeah. The diamonds, yeah, trying to play some catch up. That looks good.
$10 wide on the video is only 37 cents. It's a problem trying to get a good midpoint. But you could go naked 1340 and get $1, but that's a ton boat of margin. No, I did not. No, it's fine. Got it, because I don't think it's going to hit, but no, it's fine. Diamonds, I was saying a put spread, but I looked yesterday, there's no juice, but let's see about a 1 DTE. Tomorrow we have jobs report. $3.85 for tomorrow. 12 cents. Crazy.
Setting an alert on UNH just below 500. It's a sell setup at the 200 MA.
Here, Hilton. It's one of these earnings stocks, FIVE. Hilton 195. So let's take our money on Hilton here. We're at 50%.